Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be learning about the concept of operator overloadings in C#. Okay, operator overloading is nothing but when you are said to be using any of the operator within the method which does some of the operations, then it is said to be a operator overloading concept. Okay, so the operators are said to be defined in two ways. Either it may be the overloadable operators or it may be the non-overloadable operators. There are some operators which can be used for the concept of operator overloading, whereas some of the operators are there which cannot be overloaded. That are being listed in the next slides. Remember, the operator overloading is nothing but the various operators which are used within the method to do some or the other task. That is said to be your operator overload. Okay, so there are various operators which are said to be the overloadable or non-overloadable operators. You have the binary arithmetic, plus, minus, multiplication. Those are said to be your operator overloading concept. Elements which are being used, and logical are is equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, less than, not equal to. Unary arithmetic, plus, incrementing and decrementing factors. Then you have the binary bitwise, you have XOR and operation or operation there. Then you have unary bitwise, negation, exclamatory, nothing but not, true or false, that are there. And non-overloadable operators are the conditional statements, the and statement or statement. Then you have compound assignments, minus is equal to, plus is equal to, multiplication is equal to, modulus is equal to, that are not being used, and other operators which are there. Those are said to be your non-overloadable operators. Okay, when you are using in the concept of operator overloading, there are various needs which are there in the operator overloading, where it is said to be used, why it is said to be used. Mainly it is said to be used in the mathematical sectors where you want to do some calculations, additions, multiplications. There you are said to be using, I want to design something, modeling something. Then we use the concept of operator overloading. Then we use the various factors in the graphical programs where I want to move the some of the things. There I need the axis, x-axis and y-axis. So it is most important thing in the graphical programming. And text manipulation, I want to manipulate the text from one end to another end. I want to move the text from one end to another end. Then I need the operator overloading, and I want to do some of the calculations. Okay, I want to do some of the calculations. Then we are said to be using the operator overload. Okay, so then the operator overloading can also be used in various concepts where it is said to be defined. As I said, it is said to be used for the concept of doing some of the tasks within the method. Okay, so you use the concept of operator overloading. So the keyword which is being used for overloading is the operator. Okay, so in this there are various features which are being listed down. You can check out. The various methods are said to be using the access modifier, that is either public or static. Then it has a return value of any type, int, float, double, that return type it is being there. And the unary operators, when they are said to be used, they use only the one operator. Okay, unary operators, and they are said to be using the same types of arguments. It doesn't change its argument for the whole concept. And as I said, the unary operators, they take only one operator, whereas the binary operator uses two operators within it. And binary operators, in the beginning they may use the same data type, afterwards it may change its data type. Any type it can use it in the program. Okay, an example is being considered being here. The unary operators, you can see here only one operator is being used, whereas the vector binary operators which are being used, it uses the two operators x and y. Comparison, it uses the symbol is equal to, and it is between the two operators which is being used. Okay, description. The overloading concept, remember, mainly it is said to be used in various directions. Both the directions, when you are using the x and y axis, it is being used, and it fixes its magnitude to certain direction. Okay, it fixes its magnitude, it fixes its value for certain directions. Okay, that is said to be your vector. Vector is nothing but your data type, which is represented as a magnitude and a direction part. Okay, this overloading concept, there are various processes which are being considered in the overloading concept. In a class, you have to define the data type. That is the important thing, that you create a class. In that class, you define that particular data type within the operations. Okay, and when you are said to be declaring the method operator, it is either public or static, specify. Okay, and when you are said to be declaring the operator method, they are said to be implemented with certain operations. Doing certain operations, it is said to be implemented. One is you declare the class, the data type, you declare it as public and static. Another one is that when you are using the operator, it should be doing certain operation, addition, multiplication, whatever the operations are there, it will be doing that operation. Mainly remember, it consists of vectors. Vectors are nothing but the elements which are being used. Those are said to be your magnitude, which are said to be setting the data within the method. Okay, so that is said to be your operator overloading. In future sessions, you will be learning about various examples which will be there in the operator overload. Okay, so this is the concept of operator overloading. What does it consist of? Overloadable and non-overloadable loadable operators are being used. Okay, thank you.